हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। तो आज हम लोग बात करने वाले क्लाइमेट फाइनेंस के बारे में। द वर्ल्ड इज अलाइव टू कंपल्सन ऑफ कॉम्बैटिंग क्लाइमेट चेंज एज अनमिटिगेटेड क्लाइमेट चेंज रिस्क pose irreversible cost. Complexity arises in the case of financing for addressing adaptation and mitigation of greenhouse gas emission. Provision of finance is embedded in the convention and has also been mentioned in the Paris Agreement for addressing the adaptation and mitigation needs of developing countries. Tracking of climate finance is equally important. Lack of clear definition of climate finance has led to controversies in recent estimate of climate finance. The Paris Agreement mandates that transparent and consistent information on support provided and mobilized through public interventions for developing country parties be provided by developed countries. However, it is silent on the definition of climate finance, while the questions of what counts as climate finance would be decided at a later stage by Standing Committee on Finance under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It is important that it should highlight certain basic elements such as number one, sources of funding, terms of funding, and purpose of funding, in addition to resources being committed or disbursed or new. Second, while defining the climate finance, it is also important to define what cannot be counted toward climate finance. Number three, number three, aid money meant for development purpose should not be counted as a climate finance. With reference to funds provided for multiple purposes, only the share provided solely for climate change should be included under climate finance. Systems should be in place to check for double counting for or treatment of ODA as a climate finance. There is an even greater gap in tracking adaptation finance and segregating it from development funds as a whole. As a result, very often the entire amount allocated to a project is erroneously treated as adaptation finance. Any climate finance tracking exercise needs to carefully account for these problems. Let's talk about the Green Climate Fund. The Green Climate Fund is a global fund created to support the efforts of developing countries to respond to the challenge of climate change by helping them limit or reduce their greenhouse gas emission, adapt to climate change. It seeks to promote a paradigm shift to low emission and climate resilient development, taking into account the needs of nations that are particularly vulnerable to climate change impacts. It was set up by 194 countries who are parties to UNFCCC in 2010. It aims to deliver equal amount of funding to mitigation and adaptation. It has been given an important role in serving the agreement and supporting the goal of Paris Climate Agreement 2015 by keeping climate change well below 2 degrees centigrade. The fund was launched in 2014 with a pledge of 10.3 billion US dollar from both public and private sectors in the form of grants, loans, equity or guarantee. The highest contribution was pledged by the US $3 billion, followed by Japan 1.5 billion US dollar, the UK 1.2 billion US dollar, France 1.0.3 billion, and the Germany US 1.1 billion US dollar. While a small amount came from some developing nations and one city, Paris, under the second replenishment GCGF2 of December 2023 record fund of 12.8 billion US dollar was pledged by 31 countries for the next 4 years. In recent climate talks, the issue of targeting emissions to limit temperature rises 1.5 to 2 degrees centigrade above pre-industrial levels was intentionally debated. However, climate finance, the real enabler, is in this direction could not be resolved as desired. Global Environment Facility. The Global Environment Facility was established on the eve of 1992 Rio Earth Summit to help mainly the developing countries tackle Earth's most pressing environmental problems. Both developed and developing countries are donors, 14 numbers, to the GEF. Its fund is replenished after every 4 years. At the last replenishment, GF8 in 2022, a fund of 5.2 billion US dollar was pledged by 29 donor countries, 29% higher than the last replenishment of 2019. Today, it has become an international partnership of 186 countries, international institutions, civil society, organization, and private sector that addresses global environmental issues. By March 2019, the fund had provided over 17.9 billion US dollar in grants and mobilized an additional 93.2 billion US dollar in co-financing for more than 4500 projects in 170 countries. Let's talk about the INDCs. The INDCs are plans by government communicated by to the UNFC regarding the step they will take to address climate change domestically as per the Conference of Party 19 decision Bursa 2013. All parties were requested to prepare their INDCs without prejudice to the legal nature of the contribution toward achieving the objectives of convention and communicate well in advance of the Conference of Party 29. India's INDC India submitted its INDC to the UNFCCC in October 2015, which is quite exhaustive and covers elements such as adaptation, mitigation, finance, technology, and capacity building. The 2015 NDC comprised 8 goals, 3 of which were quantitative targets to be achieved up to 2030. These 3 targets included cumulative electric power installed capacity from non-fossil sources to reach 40%, reduction in the emission intensity of GDP by 33 to 35% compared to 2005 levels, and creation of additional carbon sink of 2005 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide carbon dioxide equivalent through additional forest and tree covers. The Paris Agreement Article 4 provides that each party shall communicate or update its NDC every 5 years. Accordingly, in August 2022, India submitted the following updates to its first NDC of 2015. Here are the some points to put forward. To put forward and further propagate a healthy and sustainable way of living based on traditions and value of conservation and moderation, including through mass movement of life, combating climate change, to adapt a climate friendly and cleaner path than one followed hitherto by others, to reduce the emission intensity GDP 45% 2030, to achieve about 50% cumulative electric power installation capacity from non-fossil fuels based on energy resources 2030, to create an additional carbon sink 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent through additional forest recover 2030, to better adapt the climate change by enhancing investment and development programs in sectors, to mobilize domestic and new and additional funds from developed countries to implement the above mitigation and adaptation actions, to build capacities and create a domestic framework, international architecture for quick diffusion and cutting edge climate technology in India for joint collaborative research and development for such future technologies. India's climate finance expenditure. India expenditure related to adaptation increased from 3.7% to GDP in 2015-16, 5.7% 2021. Climate actions so far financed through domestic resources, while public sector playing a central role. On the other hand, the international flow of funds for climate action is highly inadequate, has a mitigation bias. Thank you so much. This is done for the today. We will talk about the next topic tomorrow. Thank you so much. Keep watching my videos for regarding the information Indian economy. Thank you.